Greetings farmers and friends, and welcome to another exciting edition of Agriscope. Agriscope is a production of the Communications Unit at the Department of Agriculture and is brought to you in collaboration with your family station, ZIZ. This is your host, Eric Brown, urging you to stay tuned as we explore the intriguing world of agriculture.
Food security is our responsibility. Must win!
We are here at the home and the enterprise of Ian Chapman, a young entrepreneur who is involved in providing an important service to the agricultural sector. Mr. Chapman is involved in the production of vegetable seedlings. We have with us today the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Timothy Harris, who is at the last final stop in a short tour where he is trying to get first-hand information, on-the-ground information from the entrepreneurs, from the farmers involved, so that we can make a just policy and improve the whole sector. I'm going to ask Mr. Chapman to give us an idea of his enterprise and what it entails.
Good morning, Mr. Minister, Mr. Acting PS, Mr. Acting Director, Media. Well, basically here at, we call it Jan Seedlings Nursery, for my son, because I'm hoping that when I go to the beyond, he would be able to take on this challenge. Well, basically what we do here is provide seedlings to the home gardeners, the farmers, anybody in St. Kitts that want. There's no order that is too small. There's no order that is too big for us. We provide seedlings like tomatoes, sweet pepper, broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce, parsley, thyme, celery. You name it, we provide it. You have many choices you can use with this. If you want to bring your seeds, if you want to bring your inputs, then we just charge you for the service. Or if you want us to go ahead and provide everything and charge you the cost, we do. So whatever you name it, we do it in terms of vegetable production. That's basically what we do here.
What got you into this line of production?
The first thing really got me into this was when I was in college. I used it as one of my two farmer friends asked me to do it for them, and they would give me a little something so that I could have something to go back college with. You know, when you're a young man and growing up and you could get $200 to go back college with, you feel happy because that could allow you to buy books and when your money runs short and you ain't got to call home because you got a little extra in reserve. Well, then the next thing what really got me to expand is really when I was doing my thesis, to see the amount of money that the country spends out for vegetable. That said, wow, if I can do this and make somebody livelihood a bit better, then St. Kitts will be better. So that's why I'm glad the minister is here this morning to see what I am doing. I always tell him, Mr. Minister, I'm doing a little ceilings, but maybe he didn't realize it's so big at doing it.
I realized that you have a sort of a meshing something there. Can you explain to us what is that all about?
The black mesh you see there is a Sarah netting. It's 50% shade and 50% light. This one here, the one in the back is about 70 shade and 30 light. It's mainly used for protection from the sun, because you know, if you got a baby, you can't expose them to much things, so you let them gradually take some of the sun rays. It helps also keep from the impact of the rain, because too much rain can cause bacterial diseases, and it also helps protect them from the open wind, because the wind may be able to bang them about, and plus keeps out some of the pests and insects. Well, it's not a perfect system I have here, but it helps.
Well, give us an idea as to pricing. If somebody come and say, well, they want some seedlings for tomato or whatever it is.
Price will determine on the variety that you want, because the more expensive the seeds are, then the more expensive it becomes. You could get tomatoes from maybe $22 for one variety, $30 for next, $40 for for next one. They may sound expensive, but some of the seeds, they're all hybrids, and that is what the farmer wants because they want to make money. To them, that is not expensive because, for instance, from maybe one tray may have in at least an average of 65 plants, and if you're getting you pay $30 for that tray, 65 times, and it's about 3 pounds of tomato. If you look on the tree, you could get at least minimum at 3 pounds of tomato, and tomato sells around wholesale $3. So you could do your math, 65 times 3 with whatever little input they put in, but you see they don't recover back the $30 10 times, 100 times, maybe even 1,000 times if they really look after as the thing. But tomato may be the most expensive is $40. Then it starts from 8 to 40, ranging on the commodity. Because here is not to kill people, it's to make everybody come back and make everybody's life a little better. It's not to drive nobody away. And in business, the more you buy, then you get discounted.
And you get a good demand for your seedling, all of them?
On a weekly basis, we saw about 100 to 200 trees weekly.
And mostly farmers?
Farmers and backyard people. But mostly for farmers. But 1 or 2 persons may come and say they want a tray of cabbage, or if I could do a half tray of cabbage, a half tray of broccoli, or some broccoli, some cabbage. That's why I say, you name it, we provide it. You don't have to take a full tray or nothing, because we can just mix it for you. And then we just charge you the cost as it goes.
As a young man growing up, and you have stepped out into this avenue, do you see it as quite encouraging for also, especially for young people, to get into this line of work?
I can say it is very much so. I can tell you firsthand that my salary that the government pays me, it pays for my mortgage for my house, my student loan to go to college, my life insurance, and basically anything that maintains me and my family comes from this. Whatever food shopping, paying my utility bills, whatever else, for me to go and buy clothes, lime, whatever, it comes from this. And it's not just me. I have somebody that I pays to come in and help me to do this, because I cannot do it me alone. Because sometimes the numbers is too much for me. So I have a young gentleman that works with the department also, and everybody needs a little extra income. So I tell him, well, you come on the weekend, we prepare them. This is only done on the weekend. We accumulate all the orders through the week, and then Saturday and Sunday, we fill the trays and prepare for sowing, and maybe Sunday we sow off all the orders on Sunday, and again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as the person accumulates, then as the order accumulates, then we sow on the weekend every weekend.
What's the advantage for some people who may not know for a farmer to come and buy seedlings? Question.
Plants that come from the trays are much more mature than the open bed. I started my own kitchen garden myself, and I probably planted 6 of everything. I have 6 sweet peppers, 6 lettuce, 6 eggplants, 6 broccoli, 6 cauliflower going down the line of my house. And I took both those from the open bed and those from the trays. And the ones from the trays are far ahead of those that I got from the open bed. They're looking much more robust, as opposed to the ones that are really struggling. I have to go out and give them a lot more attention, those from the open bed. You can see, even when you take them, you can see a mass of root development, as opposed to almost bare root with some soil around it. So you have a certain advantage. It's a big advantage, that is, when you plant from the trays. The plants shoot off much faster.
I have been saying to the farmers, which you are now one of them, but you're also an extension officer, the need for detailed record keeping. And I want to ask whether in your own enterprise here, for example, you keep detailed records so that if one wanted to model this as an area of engagement, because this is an interesting area, and this is very commercial in that you're preparing, you're selling immediately. If you wanted to say to that person in fifth form, this is an area for you to get involved with, could we use your statistics to sell a convincing story that this is a profitable area of engagement?
Yes, you can.
What do you record?
Basically, the name of the farmer, the date they order it, and the units, the number of trays they want, and what variety of stuff they want.
And in terms of economic record, do you for your own self?
For example, read your first.
Roland Mills on the December 13th, he wanted 6 tray of Adonis, 6 tray of HA 3057, 6 tray of Tyrannus, and 6 tray of HA 3073, which you can see is right over there.
What
Just,
these HA is it the crop name?
There are tomatoes
Okay.
that are a variety that the Department of Agriculture brought in from Israel. So it's from Hazira seeds. The HA stands for Hazira.
Okay.
And the number would just indicate the variety type.
Chairman, in terms of production records, I imagine that's what you're alluding to. Your production records, in terms of the cost for your permits, do you calculate that?
Everything. Everything is calculated. The cost of the permits, the cost of the trees, the cost of the water, the cost of labor, everything is incorporated before a price is generated.
So you could say, for instance,
For
in tomato seed cost is $10
okay.
per tray.
Anything, a bag of pumics, you could get from a bag of pumics, maybe between 50 to 60 trays. If you do, it costs $115 a bag. So if you basically just round it off, say $3, the pumics would cost within that. Then then the seed cost will be added to it, the cost of the tray, the cost of the labor, water, chemicals. Because you must have used some chemicals within the fertilizer to keep them to keep the growth good.
For the interest of the farmers, I say all these you keep on a daily basis.
Yeah. Everything is here, and then when somebody pay, it's documented. And if it is not a perfect world, and everybody on a cash to hand, but when they credited, you credit, and then they will sign, and then when they pay, they will get the invoice, and then when they come, they pay the bill, then they will get a proper receipt, a receipt that they paid, and then it will stamp to the credit invoice.
We have receipt books, we have invoices, and we have other details reflected in these sheets. So it can be time consuming, but it is essential, and that is the point we want to make, that without information like this, then it's difficult to properly evaluate the profitability of the enterprise. And this is one of the constraints when our farmers are going to lending institutions for support. It's important that they're at least able to give some information with regard to the success or otherwise of the farm. And so we really want to encourage this, and we are happy that Mr. Chapman is basically practicing this, what we are trying to encourage the farming community to be involved.
I have to practice what I preach.
And we know that for the busy farmer, of course, again, it takes extra effort. If you can't do it, we believe that a young child can be encouraged to deal with the paperwork involved in it. And we want to encourage that. And that is why we say make it a family enterprise. Give the names of your customers, and I'm sure your young chap, your young daughter would be sufficiently smart to assist in getting the documentation. However crude they are, we can, and the accountants can, and those in the bank can, use them to get a good sense. Okay? You not have to be perfect record keeping, but to allow us to have a reliable sense of direction in which the enterprise is projecting, that the enterprise is projecting.
This brings us to the end of our program today. If you have any comments or query for us, you can write us at Agriscope, in care of Department of Agriculture, Box 39, Lagreed, Bastard. Or you can drop us a line at email doastk@gmail.com. You can even contact us at telephone number 465-2335. This is your host, Eric Brown, reminding you to support homegrown, our very own. Happy farming.